this is, if you're into, I only need to say Tristan and Isolde, Wagner's Tristan and Isolde. Get this particular CD, EMI, put them out. This, I've got thousands of compact discs which I've bought over the last 30 years. I've got thousands of them, including high-def CDs, super audio compact discs, DVD audios. I've got all kinds, you name it, I've got them all. And this particular CD is one of the best sounding CDs I have amongst them all. I've only just bought this recently in this buys of video. In the last 12 months I bought this. I was after that particular piece, Tristan and Isolde. I was just simply after it. There are hundreds of compact discs out there with this piece. This has actually got a series from the particular written piece. Yeah, whereas if you, some CDs like this one I bought a few years ago with the Tristan and Isolde theme on it, the main theme, just has that and that's it amongst several others. You can get hybrids with dual. This one's got Bruckner and Wagner pieces from both, so it's shared over the same compact disc, and it happens to just have the Tristan and Isolde piece on it, and it's just got one theme on it out of 6 or 7 orchestrations, whereas I wanted more variations of the theme on one CD, so I looked harder online and this came up. You've got 5 different variations on the theme, not just the main theme but variations as well. So basically this CD to me was only good for the one piece. It's vocal free, whereas on some of them you will get recordings where it's got a female voice singing over the theme, etc, etc. But I just simply like the orchestration, and if that's what you're into as well, simply just the written piece, then I will heartily recommend this particular CD amongst the hundreds which come up. It's got a very recognisable cover and that unmistakable picture. Get that. It's simply just a red book CD, but it's got a great encode. It's a great issue. Heartily recommend. Moving on. I opened this in the last 12 months. This was the 5th CD, the 5th album from our heart. Why they reissued this one? Okay, it's 22 years old, but it only had one hit single from it. Why they reissued this? Maybe the first 3 albums, yeah, because they had several hit singles from them, but they came onto their 4th and 5th album and they never had hit singles from them, and this being the 5th, and also the previous album, the 4th, was put out in a deluxe issue as well. Why they do it on albums which don't hold hit singles, I'll never understand why they do it. I will say, I bought it originally, and 22 years between the two, and there's absolutely no sound quality, no sound difference in the quality at all. The new version doesn't even sound louder. It doesn't even sound louder. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same way it's mastered on the disc. It has exactly the same master. As I say, the volume isn't even different on them. On either of the two, the volume isn't even different. The only thing I will say in regards to, if you've got a few quid and you see this for a few quid in your local second-hand store, the only way I will say to pick this up is because of the 12-inch extended mix of Move to Memphis. Then disc 2 isn't even worth the whole of disc 2. It's simply just demo versions of the disc 1 of the standard album track list, and disc 2 is simply demo versions of the original album, and you can tell that they've just gone in the studio like 6 months prior to them reissuing this, and they've just literally just done like acoustic versions of the album and just made out that they were the original demo versions and just stamped them on as such. no, it's obvious to my ear, because I know their music inside out. It states disc 2 has got all previous unissued demo versions, but they're not. I know by listening to it, as I say, they've just whipped into the studio 6 months. The people who have issued this have said, look lads, get in the studio, just do some demo versions of the album so we can put a disc 2 out for the issue to make it worth our while reissuing this particular album. Nah, it's £1 or £2 if you see it around. Literally, there's no difference. Even the inlay, there's the inlay here. It doesn't hold any more or less. The imagery, even the imagery on this that image there was in black and white on the original inlay. That was originally in black and white, but here they've issued them in colour, and vice versa as well. They've done vice versa as well, stuff which was in colour in that, they've issued it in this, the reissue inlay, in black and white. That was also in the middle spread in the original. It's from the same negative. There's absolutely nothing at all to write home about in regards to this reissue. Nothing at all. Nothing. If you're lucky enough, you will still find the extended edition, the original 12-inch vinyl to Move to Memphis in your local second-hand record shop. There is absolutely no reason at all to spend £15 on this particular reissue or I'll put out of their 5th album, Memorial Beach. It's a fantastic album, though, don't get me wrong, it is a fantastic album, but with regards to its reissues, its 2 CD deluxe edition, they cost a fair bit of money. There's no reason to buy it at all if you have the album originally. Okay? I feel terrible because it's a fantastic album. I feel terribly guilty for knocking the expanded edition, but because there's no reason to buy it again, no reason at all. Okay. Saw this in my local charity shop, only £1. The reissue of this was reissued in 2001. This was reissued in the year 2001. Only cost me £1 from a charity shop very recently in the last 12 months, which is why I'm featuring it in this visor. Even the DVD, just the DVD alone, has a great surround track on it. It has a DTS 5.1 surround track on it. There's no reason to buy this on Blu-ray at all. You'll be able to pick this up for 50p a pound in your local. It's still a movie worth watching. I would say to you, there's no reason at all to pick this on Blu-ray at all, because the DVD alone has a DTS track on it. The surround sound sounds wonderful on it. DVDs have great surround capability. There's absolutely no reason to upgrade any of your DVDs to Blu-ray unless you have a particularly large screen to watch them on. I can heartily recommend the collector's edition, when the movie was reissued in 01. I can heartily recommend the DVD. Look at this, got this for £1. Just a blind buy in my local charity shop. Even has the original inlay to it, look. See there? There's a whole right up there on Spielberg, and in the middle there on Spielberg there. See a double spread on the actual movie itself. That's just promotional bump on the last page there. You'll see there, and on the back there, it's got the scene selections there. Yeah, £1, just £1. It's got the movie there. It's in its original aspect ratio as well, and it has the bonus disc there. You know, there's no reason at all. This is one of those movies, one of these ye olde movies from your childhood. If you're in your mid-40s, right, this is still a movie you'll still want to buy for your collection and pick up if you see it in your local charity for 50p, £1. No need to buy it on Blu-ray at all. The DVD is fine. DVD is fine if you can get it. I was wondering actually, does this have a slipcover? Anyone out there on YouTube land who knows if this particular issue came with a slipcover originally? It is just this region 2. It's just the region 2 issue. This DVD video compatible with the PlayStation 2. It's got all that branding on there. Columbia TriStar. This is one of those discs which came out in midway of DVD and Blu-rays in the year 2001 up to the year 2005, when Super Audio compact discs, DVD audios and the DTS audio was thriving just prior to Blu-ray coming out, before Blu-ray came out and obliterated the lot. And it is testament to the technology they were producing at the time. The discs they were putting out in that time bracket. True testament to the progression of technology. Wonderful issue. In the year 2000-2005, Columbia TriStar, they were ahead of the time. They were the ones who promoted the DTS. They came out with all kind of speciality movies with just the DTS track on and all kinds of wonderful stuff. Wonderbar. I bought this, didn't I? In this buys the last 12 months. I replaced this. I bought this as a replacement for an old VHS, an old one I had. And it didn't work. The one I had, about 5 minutes into it, started to go creak, 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 creak in the player, to the point where it was impossible to play after about 5 minutes, and it's about 35 minutes long. I had to take out the machine, and I tried rewinding it and playing it again, and I came up with the same problem with the particular cassette, to the point where I had to replace it, and it's fine. It works beautifully. The cassette works beautifully. It was the only flaw with VHS. It was the only flaw with them, that sometimes if you ever got a dicky cassette, you could never repair them. The only thing you could do was to throw them away. There was just so many moving parts with them. There was just so many little intricate moving parts in them that you could never repair them. You would never be able to repair them. You would never, because they were so cheap anyway. By the time they had been out for a while, VHS, initially a movie on VHS would cost you £70-80, wouldn't it? But once they'd been out for a while, if you ever got a dicky cassette, the only thing you could ever do with them was throw them away, wasn't it? But yes, this is fine. I'm made up to be able to find a brilliant working replacement. This particular title, Pet Shop Boys, they were great, they were. I still like them. On this particular one, bands of the 80s tend to, and in the 90s, tended to put out, whenever they'd have a successful commercial-wise, an album which had succeeded commercially, i.e. several hit singles from it, and they would make videos then for each title, each single. Artists of the 80s and 90s would then put out a VHS comprising of all hit singles from that particular album. This being one of them. Great, the 80s and 90s were great. Great for home audio and home video. Absolutely fantastic time to grow up in. And they would have a wonderful Dolby track on as well. Sound just as good in a multi-headed video as a DTS audio on a DVD at the time. So they sound just as good if you use the right equipment to play them on. This is one of them. This is one of those fantastic issues. An album which had succeeded commercially, several hit singles. And this particular one, on the VHS version, they actually put out some of remixed versions as well, extended versions, as part of the video experience. And I was so gutted when it broke down on me. It started to wind up as it was playing. It started to get that kind of noise it started to make after 5 minutes. I had to literally run into my room I could hear it from a different room that it was horrible, and stopped the cassette immediately. And I turned it upside down, I flipped the head on it, and then I had a look at it, and it all appeared fine in my hand. And I put it back in the machine and rewound it several times, and it would always happen the same. And I had to throw it out and replace it. And I would say to you, news to you there in YouTube land, it's fine, absolutely fine. My replacement is fine. Oh. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah. Yeah, but that was the only flaw of the cassette itself. If they ever got dicky, they had to be thrown away. Otherwise, they were great. VHS, they were great. See, the stereo digitally mastered hi-fi tracks, they would all stereo hi-fi digitally mastered tracks on them. Crystal clear, beautifully sounding if you played them in a multi-headed video machine. Wonderful, fantastically were, still are. Moving on. Town Edgerton, I think, was horribly, terribly miscast. I think, without a doubt, Jamie Dornan and the bloke there, Ben Mendelsohn. There. Ben Mendelsohn. There. The bloke from Solo, and from, he's done a few TV dramas as well, but the bloke from Solo, him there. Bear with me. There. Ben Mendelsohn, without doubt, Ben Mendelsohn and Jamie Dornan, whatever his surname is there. Those two were outstanding. They were great in it. Fantastic in it. But in there, just didn't work at all as Robin Hood. Horribly miscast. Now, I'll say this without being a bitch, complete bitch, right? He had the wrong body shape, wrong body type to play Robin Hood. Robin Hood should have been played by a taller, dark gent, not some short, stocky gymnast. And I could tell when I was watching it, the director was trying to make him look taller, and you could tell in some scenes where he was pairing up with Maid Marian, you could tell he was standing on a box when he was in dialogue scenes with her. You could tell he was standing on a box. And some of the action scenes as well, you could tell where the way the camera rigs were set up to make him look taller when his whole body was in shot. It was just so obvious he was simply cast alone just for the namesake. Jamie Foxx has just done nothing ever since he was in Django. I think the only thing he has ever done of any quality to me was Django. I liked the saving grace of him and Mendelsohn in it. I thought they were great in it, but overall I can't say I enjoyed it because he was so miscast in it. This movie was directed with Guy Ritchie's style in mind as well, and to me it was just a complete letdown because of this dude here. Everything about this movie other than him was fine. But I can't say I enjoyed it because the main reason is the title character, the titular character. And they completely screwed it up. Completely. But yeah, he was great as the Sheriff of Nottingham. He wasn't Sheriff of Nottingham. He was the Sheriff of Nottingham. He was wonderfully vindictive, wonderfully nasty, And Jamie Dunn, and he was his right-hand man, wasn't he, or something like that, I believe. He was going after him in the end. He was a good guy at the beginning, wasn't he, I think? But I was so distracted by the miscasting of him and what happened to him at the end. I won't say, but it was great what happened to his character. His character arc was great. Jamie Dunn's character arc was great. But now it was completely ruined by the casting of this dude here. Completely. And I've got nothing against Taron Egerton at all. At all. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Taron Egerton, yeah. Just completely miscast. I didn't like the editing because it was heavily influenced with trying to disguise the shortness of this guy. It had a similar beat to its edit as a Guy Ritchie movie, but Guy Ritchie still had a certain style and flair. This simply copied the edits to try and disguise something, his height. So it could have been because of that it had the similar edit beats. Strange movie this, another weird one. First it was Gravity, a weird type of movie, and had weird elements in regards to its 3D, simply not worked for me. And this movie again, the titular character, simply again, not another element where it just didn't work for me.